Last month I turned 25, and I decided to drag my family on the kind of day trip to LA that I frequently have by myself, so that meant visiting the Apple Store in Valencia to demo the Apple Pencil on the absolutely gorgeous 12.9-inch iPad Pro. And while I liked the feel of the smart keyboard, I think it needs a serious redesign from its unwieldy origami cover. The Pencil, on the other hand, is stunning. My sisters took to it immediately, and even my mom had a good time with it. Then it was back into the car and onto a couple street roads to avoid traffic and get to Mama Lou's Dumpling House, where I ordered just so many things. And of course, 2 orders of delicious, delicious soup dumplings without poking any holes, instead letting them cool in the vinegar, as God intended. So once more, it was back into the car to drive further into LA, where traffic was unavoidable and my sister passed out with food coma, to get to the LA Museum of Natural History, where I was pleased to find out that while Chicago might have Sue, the world's most complete T-Rex, the LA collection includes Thomas, who is about 70% complete and a part of this very unique T-Rex growth series. I also picked up on some interesting facts, like when considering the anatomy of birds, their knees do not bend backwards, because this is where its knee is, and the part that bends backwards is its ankles, which makes perfect sense when considering the role of homologous structures pointing to a universal common ancestor. Next, it was back into traffic to Beverly Hills, where my favoriteest parking structure happens to be. The start of each level has a precise count of open spots, and each row has bright LED lights so you can see exactly where to park. Since I'm not a weirdo who likes visiting underground parking, it was back up to the surface for a visit to the Nespresso Boutique. My mom prefers just ordering by phone and having the Nespresso pods delivered, but I really like going into the actual store. They let you sample as many coffees as you want, and it's the perfect finish to a trip to LA. My sisters ate the little chocolates, and I tried their newest flavor, Vivanto, which ended up being pretty strong even for me. Finally, it was the drive home past the sprawling Beverly Hills estates and back to the warm embrace of the suburban desert. Turning 25 is definitely a milestone. Who I am now, and what I'm currently working towards, will hopefully serve as a foundation for the person I'm going to be for the rest of my life. I really like things to go in a logical order, and probably spend way too much time and energy arranging things in my life to be that way. And even though I'm a big history buff and feel that science represents the bulk of humanity's greatest achievements, I consider fiction to be by far its best creation. My books are as familiar to me as old friends. Rereading them is like remembering what it's like to feel betrayal, love, or sexual arousal for the first time. I like art too, though I count it as one of my more amateur hobbies. For me, cooking is a way of taking care of myself and the people I care about. Mastering the technical skills behind it is very satisfying, though I love eating infinitely more. I've had the privilege to travel and see some really incredible things. Been to the type of places most people only get to see on TV.
Say hi, Mia.
Hi, I'm too short for this.
She's too short. I'm the man. I did the thing. Buckingham Palace.
Though my favorite thing is still hiking along the California coast. I like to look out at the sea, standing on the shore's edge with that feeling of this and no further. That I might gaze longingly at the horizon, but inevitably I'm always relieved to have to turn back home. There are a few things I'm not quite ready to unpack yet, and my knee is still kind of busted from a tennis injury, but I've had a great life so far. Grown up surrounded by my family, done a lot of cool stuff, made friends. Who knows, I may change, but that's all a part of growing up.